Hello, welcome back to makinglifedeeper.com. Thanks for joining. Today I want to share a project that is really more of a keepsake that I've been doing for 14 years, and that's a travel journal. And by this point, the travel journal is very special to me because it really helps me remember a lot of the things that I've done over the last 14 years. The way I came up with this idea was actually I was at one of those hiking sporting stores like Cabela's, and I saw a little journal, and it encouraged people to list a date and location and notes from every trip. And the journal was a little pricey. I thought I can make one of those. So I just went home and pulled from my collection of journals that had been given to me over the years that I had yet to use, and the travel journal was born. My journal, the ones that I had to choose from, I happen to have one that kind of looked travel theme-ish in that it has some pictures of some landmarks at other places. So it's kind of fancy looking, but it's beat up at this point, and it's a little thick, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But if you're gonna do this, which I hope that you will, the way that you'll start is deciding what kind of trips you wanna put in here. And what I mean by that is, for me, I've decided that if Barry and I go and stay away from our home together, we put it in the journal. So we don't put it in the journal if it's just me or just Barry with friends and family, not together. So that's been really special because it's really our couple's journal. So you'll need to decide, is this gonna be husband and wife trips? Is this gonna be entire family trips? So you can decide that. But then to get started, it's really just picking a few categories that you want to put in your journal. It's not a long journal entry. It takes me usually 5 minutes to write it down when I get home from a trip, because I just write where I went, who was there. So obviously it's always going to be me and Barry, but like if my parents went or his parents went or we were with friends, I will put that. I put when it was, why we were going. Is it an anniversary trip, a funeral, just because, spring break trip? I put why. I always put the hotel. So I write the address and phone number. And this is so when I'm looking back, if I'm ever gonna go to that same place again, I can decide, hey, that hotel was good or bad based on my memories, and can use that information accordingly. I usually put some agenda items and some memories. And this is not, like I said, sentences and paragraphs. This is bulleted items. And the first time I used my journal was our 1-year anniversary trip to Fort Worth. Again, kind of like a staycation, but a hotel was involved. I'm from Dallas, so Fort Worth was not far, but we recorded that. And like I said, on those categories, it took me 1 page and 5 minutes of time to record it. And as I look back, I have so many memories when I leaf through this book. The other thing I'll say is the reason that it has some thickness to it is because not all the trips, but some of the trips I feel like, oh, well, I can add this little insert that I really don't have a place to save, except for this journal would be a great place. And the example I'll give, I have several. For instance, in 2006, Barry's Nana died, and so we went. And so I wrote the trip down. And then I was able to keep this little program and this little picture card in the journal, and otherwise these might have gotten lost, but I still have them in this place. My grandfather turned 80, and so I have his little 80th birthday invitation, which is kind of neat that I still have that. And then I've been to UT football games, and the ticket stub is in here. So just one little sheet of paper, 2 at the most, to collect associated with each memory, if it's appropriate. Now, again, on the things to record about the trip, just anything funny that happened, fun. When I go to a football game, I write the score and who won, and just kind of anything to make the memory more salient for me. And I've been using this, like I said, for 14 years, and it's just full of good information. If you're thinking, well, but I don't go out of town that much, I honestly don't either. But if you literally write down every single time you go for any reason, oh, I went to Houston to stay at a friend's house, I went to a funeral, I went to a family reunion, I went to a vacation, I went to spring break, it adds up, and it really makes you realize how many times that you've got to be together and have a memory associated with traveling. So please enjoy.